Hi, and today we have another episode of Let's Ask Tom. So today we have a question from Bernie. And Bernie would like to know, I hear a lot about this term, HIIT, and, it seems to be kind of the latest thing. I don't know if it's the latest thing, but, what's that all about? And who is that type of training good for? What is it, good for?
Okay, good question.
Yes.
And anything new or anything that's been around a while and people relabel it becomes popular and it becomes magical and becomes the thing to do. HIIT is high intensity interval training.
High
intensity interval training.
Interval training. Okay.
So it's related to running to keep it
Can't
simple.
say that fast 5 times.
You could do it with speed skating, you do it with bicycling, you cross country skiing, you do it, but let's say running. And so steady state running would be like, say, 3 miles or 5 miles, real slow, conversational rate where you can keep up a conversation. Nowadays they refer to this as zone 2. We used to say aerobic running.
Zone 2, okay.
And the other type, and there's many types in here.
Zone 1 would be like really, really
Yeah, like
slow.
walking or just sitting, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Zone 2 would be this
Zone 2.
conversational slow. It's a lot less effort than people think. And we need a lot of that for our health because it tends to stretch the heart, and that's a healthy thing.
Zone 2?
Yes, whereas weight training does stimulate the heart, but it thickens it. So you need both. It's not a diseased heart, but it thickens it.
Where would that fall in Zone 3?
5, like up to 5.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So high intensity interval training, what we used to just call wind sprints back in my day.
Mm-hmm.
You football, wrestling, you do wind sprints. And you run, then you rest, real fast, and rest. So you get the pulse rate up, max it out, take a rest for a minute, sprint again, and there's different patterns that the coaches make you do. And so it came back, and now we call it HIIT.
Okay, so I do that because I do like a bunch of lifts and then I go
but the problem
crash on the couch.
The problem with lifting weights is you're restricting the flow of blood in your body by constriction. You're basically causing like ligature, like tourniquets on your body when you tighten your arms to do a curl. The blood flow is restricted. When you let go, the blood comes in. So your heart goes up in response to that to meet the demands of your arms.
So we're talking about an aerobic activity.
Yes, an aerobic activity. Okay. So lifting weights fast is not aerobics. No more than going to a scary movie and getting your pulse rate up. From being scared, your pulse rate goes up. Okay. It's not going to make you a marathon winner. So the type of training people should be doing for health generally would be Zone 2 aerobics. Now, people think, you get more bang per buck out HIIT, like there's more fat burning or you maintain muscle mass and all this.
So people who are trying to lose fat, they're tending toward that HIIT.
The belief system that you burn more fat on paper. But how long can you keep it up? 1 minute sprint, 1 minute rest. 1 minute sprint, pretty soon you're dead. Where you can go run for 30 minutes or an hour, or walk briskly, or carry weight.
Well, you could, like I was saying the other day, you could do walking, and then you could just jog a little bit, and then go back to walk. So you're in Zone 2, and then you're going up to Zone 5, and then
not Zone 5. You'll never get there.
Oh, okay. So you're going from maybe 4.
No, you're going like Zone 1 to Zone 2 and back and forth by those.
Well, actually, if you're walking already, you're in Zone 2, right?
It depends on your fitness level.
Oh, okay.
If you're an older person who's really, in bad disease state, walking across the street will get you in that effort level. Okay. The average person, walking is good for your health, but it's not going to move the needle on aerobics enough. You have to do something.
So you're either going from Zone 1 to you could go from Zone 1 to Zone 3 or something like that.
Yeah, like you're going to run fast. You're going to be out of breath. Let's put it into like you're going to be out of breath and not able to speak. Let's use a conversational state as the proper state. And we could take away the nomenclature like number Zone 1, Zone 2, and just say, can you keep up a conversation? That's a tool we've used for many, many years.
Okay, so you're going from conversational to going up to like giving yourself a workout for like how many minutes?
Like seconds. We'll talk about it. Usually it's under a minute.
Back down
it's under a minute because a 440 run, which is like the worst sprint, that's the one people throw up on. Okay, that would be like a minute roughly. It's probably 50 seconds, but there's a limit to that and so forth. But we're talking about the average person, non-athletes. Okay. And you're not going to take a guy out of the blocks and say run real fast down there. He's going to hurt himself. Yeah. So getting back to HIIT. It sounds persuasive, it sounds seductive, it sounds secret, like I have a secret training method. And you would hear guys say, I do bench presses and powerlifting one day and squats, but the next day I don't want to go lose all my gains by doing zone 2, which you won't. And I do HIIT. So think about it, he's doing powerlifting one day and the next day he's doing sprints up hills. It doesn't make sense, your body will break down. The best thing, the least toll on the body, which will give you the greatest aerobic benefit, and the least amount of stress on the joints would be going like an elliptical or an exercise bike or a cross-country skiing device or a treadmill and staying in zone 2. It will help you recover from heavy lifting, heavy being relative, and your recovery will be faster, but you'll be building aerobic capacity, which is the other side of the equation for long-term health.
So then I take it you're not a big fan of the HIIT?
No, it's specific to athletes, specific to
sport.
Football players. There's a lot of sprinting involved in football. You stop, you start. So they have to have a base level of aerobics, bottom of the pyramid, and then they have to be able to sprint, play real fast, run down, catch a ball. Then they get to rest and walk back, and they stop for a commercial. True. So something like that.
So for the average person, there's no real benefit to doing HIIT?
Once a week, they're depending on how it's prescribed, once a week you could do, say, a higher heart rate workout where you could do, say, a minute harder, not hard fall off the bicycle, but harder than do an easy minute than a harder minute where you break the pulse rate up and do those little bumps like that. Once a week, that's fine. And that'll improve it, and maybe you want to change it in a couple weeks. But interval training specific to the activity that's imposed upon you. So if it's football, it's one thing. If it's basketball, it's another thing. If it's combat athletes, it's still another thing. It's very specific. There's a lot of good programs that will work and benefit that athlete, but for the average person going out...
Well, people who are, in like a high plains area and that they want to hike or something, I would imagine that's probably good for them.
Yeah. It gets down to that base level, and then when you have a hill come up, your pulse rate's going to go up, and your leg muscle is going to be used more. Then you get to hopefully a flat area, having done some hiking, and you recover, or you stop and have a glass, drink of water, and you recover, and you keep on going. That's going to vary. Activity is going to vary. Life doesn't necessarily match the activity, so you don't strength train like you're a mechanic. You strength train generally and practice your skill separately, okay, so you don't mimic your activity. But falling once again to HIIT, it sounds seductive and secret and cool and all this. It's specific to the athletic activity. If you want to do it once in a while, it's fine. Don't do anything to hurt yourself. If you haven't run sprints in 30 years, don't go out the door and run sprints. It's probably not the best choice. Yeah. If you do regular rowing, there's rowing programs, there's bicycling programs and so forth that have some what we call interval work in them for a variety, and that's fine. But just avoid the injury, because with high forces, there's a potential for injury that you don't need. You're not an athlete taking risks. So, any more questions? Contact me at substack.com and I'll answer them for you.
Thank you, Bernie, for your question.